All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, y'all? What's good? Man, smiling again after a season. That's how you know the season was good, y'all. That's how you know the season went the way it was supposed to go. It's very few moments in time that you probably get to smile after a Game of Thrones season, especially the season finale. That's all I want to say about that. So I'm in good moods right now. That's good. We got an agenda for today, some of which is going to involve y'all, man. I want to hear from y'all about this season. I want to hear from y'all about a lot of different stuff. What's going on? Got people tuning in with us live. So thank you all. Thank you all. Kiki Angel, what's going on? Big Chimera, what's going on? Beautiful Sunshine, what's going on? Kate, what's going on? Sam Henson, what's going on? Julia Chavez, what's going on? Bastion Calderon, what's going on? Christopher Thames, what's going on? All my people, what's going on, man? But let's go on and get to it. I know last time we kicked off a live was actually for this season. I've had 2 dedicated lives for season 4 of Game of Thrones alone. One after season 4, episode 2, and we had that live turned. It was a whole situation, y'all. We had Joffrey's obituary, and hey, y'all already know we have to spin the block on the obituary reading for Tywin and Shay. We have to. I just feel like it's a celebration once again. It's a celebration once again. Arani, what's going on? Cheaposaurus Rex, what's going on? Now, y'all, I'm gonna do a few things before we get started, just so I can make sure that I am attentive and can see everything. If you all do want to tune in live and do some things, that's perfectly okay. We'll have a chance for that. But let's go ahead and kick this thing off, man, with the obituary, man. Let's go on and do that, man. Y'all feel like y'all want to do that first? Should we get to that first? Should we do that, man? I'm here in Foghorn. Should we do that, man? Should we go ahead and send off brother Tywin and sister Shay the right way? I'm hearing people say yes. I need some more people in the chat. Is that how we should proceed? Is that how we should proceed with this right here? I need a few more yeses in the chat. Somebody said about time. They spelled it wrong, but I know what they meant. What's up, Vietnamino? Appreciate you for the follow. All right, then. If that's what we doing, I got to put my spectacles on, y'all. Britt said, yep. Sahara said, yep. All right, let's get it. Glasses on. And we have to have the soundtrack, right? Because it's a celebration, y'all. It's a celebration. So let's go on and get things right, y'all. And I can kind of see, but cannot see out of these glasses. Swallowing the gum. Hold on. Can't be in a pulpit with gum in your mouth. Let's send these folks off, y'all. Here we go. Tywin Lannister, master of schemes, champion of thrones, but not that one. Tywin Lannister, Lord of Casterly Rock, Warden of the West, Hand of the King to an unfortunate number of kings who all died, weirdly enough, and the man who could command armies with a single death stare, has finally met his demise in a place befitting a man of his stature, the toilet. Yes, folks, Tywin Lannister, the most feared man in Westeros, checked out while checking in to the privy. A man who spent his life ruling kingdoms from iron thrones and war rooms tragically found himself on a porcelain throne, pants down and caught quite literally with his guard down. It turns out Tywin, one great battle was against a crossbow in a bathroom stall. Spoiler alert, the crossbow won. He leaves behind a legacy of ruthless ambition, strategic backstabbing, and a family that would absolutely be in therapy if that were a thing in Westeros. His surviving relatives include, sorry y'all, it's super relatedness going on. Daughter, wine enthusiast, walking daddy issues, Cersei Lannister, who is currently toasting her father's memory with her 3rd goblet of wine and maybe trying not to laugh, but failing. Son, reluctant father figure, one-handed charmer, Jaime Lannister, who is now dealing with the fact that his father's last commanding position involved a seat with no backrest. Let me get some amens in that chat, y'all. Son, crossbow aficionado, short king, Tyrion Lannister, who probably couldn't have written a better ending himself. He's raising a glass while everyone else is raising eyebrows. And I said we got a super chat. We're gonna address that in a minute. Let me get through. Let me get through it first. Never mind us reading it to me, y'all. We're gonna listen to it. Let's pause the music real quick. Sister Centrice, pause on that organ 1 second. I'm listening to the. Okay. All right. Back at it. Brother, backup plan and waiting, Kevin Lannister, who's now in charge of the Lannister legacy and trying to live down the fact that his brother didn't go out in a blaze of glory, but rather in a flush of infamy. Grandkids, nephews, and weird relations. Tommen and Marcella, who now inherit less trauma, but a whole lot of awkward family history to unravel. Tywin Lannister will be remembered for his impeccable planning, unmatched ruthlessness, and undeniable ability to make absolutely everyone in the room uncomfortable. Also for masterminding the worst wedding of all time. The Red Wedding, we're not going to talk about that now. It's a celebration. His hobbies included manipulating everyone around him, being the world's worst father, and apparently losing power at the most inconvenient of times. His passing has left a gaping hole in Westeros, as well as an extremely unfortunate visual for everyone who knew him. Tywin, who's always prided himself on dignity, has left us with a perfect punchline. Even the greatest of men can't escape the call of nature, or a well-aimed crossbow from a disgruntled son. As we conclude, y'all, in lieu of flowers, please send donations to the newly established Secure Thrones Foundation, which will ensure future kings and lords don't meet the same fate. Tywin Lannister, feared in life, laughed at in death, gone, but forever the butt of the joke. Ladies and gentlemen, like I told y'all, man, it's a celebration, y'all. Oh, my fault. We got one other person. We're going to double it up. Shay, cue that music. Centrice, cue that organ back in, girl. Appreciate you. Shay. This is a long one, y'all, so I hope y'all in y'all seats ready for this one. I know Tywin was kind of long, but just hang with me. Betrayed. That's it. Centuries, kill it. Thank you. We're done. Crazy, man. I wish I would give Shay all of that attention for the mess she just pulled. And ain't no sister Shay. It's sister Shay. Put the ER on that sister. She ain't no sister, man. Not for the mess she just pulled. Y'all, I think this might be my favorite season of Game of Thrones. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I think right now this might be my favorite season of Game of Thrones. So let me go back up, man. I got a super chat. Appreciate you, Jonathan Blaze. I did not forget about you. I just had to, when a sermon, an obituary going, you can't interrupt that. So we had to get through that. But let me come back to you. Jonathan says, Jaime is a good fighter, a military man. Cersei is ruthless. Tyrion is smart and great at political maneuvering. Tywin was all that is one person. That's why he was so tough to deal with. Hey, look. You know how you go to a funeral and then one side say, man, he was a good dude. And the other side like, bro, he was robbing my family for the past 5 years. Can both be true? Can somebody be a good dude and is sitting over here like stressing folks out and backstabbing them at the same time? Can 2 and 2 coincide? Can we do that? That's all I want to know. But appreciate you for that love, though, Jonathan. I appreciate you for the thoughts. I respect his military savviness for sure. For sure. Somebody said, is that all Shay gets? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all are more than welcome to come up here and say some words for this brother and this sister, if you would like to. We're going to get to that, though. We're going to get to that. Outside of that, I know last time I came on here, we had a fun little time with some art that was generated And then we had some contestants that also generated some of their own art. So I want to get to that a little bit. I know people probably, oh, they thought about you. You forgot about what we did last time. I ain't forget about y'all, man. So let's go ahead and highlight that before we get into some art that is generated for today. So for those of y'all who do or do not remember, last time we got together, last time we met up on this particular type of stream, it was in regards to brother Joffrey. All right. So shout out these people, man. Shout out the people who did it. I'm not putting any names up there just so y'all, well, somebody got their ad up there. I don't even know if you can see it. I'm going to put these up here real quick, man. And what I want y'all to do is in the chat, I want to put up a poll. And in the poll, I want y'all to help me. I want y'all going to help take some of the pressure off of me because all of these are some good submissions. I want y'all to let me know which one of these is y'all's favorite. That's what we're going to do. And that person is going to win the giveaway. That person is going to win the giveaway. That's how we're going to do it. And I have them marked at the bottom 1, 2, and 3. Y'all talk to me. I'm going to make this poll as easy as possible. If you're wondering where the poll is, it is on YouTube. So you got to do that part on YouTube. Y'all talk to me these kid-like inspired drawings of Joffrey. Start the poll. There it is. 1, 2, and 3. Poll is up. Y'all talk to me. And while I'm discussing that, I was thinking a little bit about the comment that Jonathan Blaze wrote. And he was like, there were a lot of similarities between Jaime, Cersei, and Tyrion all combined together to make Tywin. I'm sitting here thinking, is there anything in common that Joffrey has with Tywin? I don't know if I can say there is. I feel like Joffrey is the internal thoughts that Tywin pushes out of his head. He's like, I want to do that, but I can't do that. That's it. I feel like Tywin has the thoughts that Joffrey actually did in real life, but Tywin was too smart to do that. His ruthlessness, though. He was ruthless. But y'all let me know in the comments, man. Did y'all feel like he had any trace from his grandfather that I just was not knowing? So meanwhile, that poll is going up. Let's go ahead and switch over to some of the art, though, for this next episode. So now I wanted to bring this back to a childlike type of thing. I want to bring this back to a childlike perspective. But before I do that, let's check out this next super chat. Okay, here we go. This one is from Kevin Shields. First off, appreciate you for pulling through. Appreciate you for the super chat. Appreciate you for the love. Let's read their perspective. It says, Tywin represents the feudal system. He does not value things we value. To judge him is to miss the point. Interesting. After the Red Wedding, I'm gonna be honest with you. That brother's, you know what I'm saying? I got some thoughts. I'm gonna just keep it a being. I got some thoughts. I can't not have thoughts after the Red Wedding, specifically. Now let's get back to the section I want to show y'all. Again, we gotta go childlike on this one, y'all. Y'all know how Game of Thrones is. I can't really. This is the best visual I can give y'all of certain scenes. And then actually when we wrap this up, when I show all of y'all this, I want y'all to give me a scene that y'all feel like really depicts Tywin this season. First of all, if y'all remember, one of the most memorable things he did pulling up in the show to me when he pulled up on that horse and that boy had the dookie coming out of the horse within the castle. That boy was crazy. He was crazy for that. So that was one of the scenes that was generated in memory of that. And as we get ready for the next one, man, let me know if y'all can tell what this represents. Because this was actually a mistake. And as I was generating with this one, with one of the mods, they was like, actually, no, that's crazy. Keep that. It's symbolic or something. I'm going to tell y'all the mistake I made. My actual initial first prompt was, let me see Tywin getting eaten by a dragon. But the Game of Thrones savviness in me typed out lion instead. And lion actually makes more sense. So this is the second one that came up with. Shout out Jillian and Kate. They're with me as we're working on these mods of the family. And then last but not least, but one of the ones. Y'all know I had to be petty, man. Y'all know I had to be petty. Tywin on the toilet bowl? with the tissue roll? Never got up off the commode? Tyrion left that boy with a few holes? You know what I'm talking about? I had to put this one in there. Y'all, in memory of my brother Tywin. So I know the speech on Sister Shay was short, but we still got some art generated for her. Y'all. We did not forget about her. We got Shay sneaking. Another scene that this, child, like, if we remember, she was offered money from Varys on behalf of Tyrion, so to speak, to leave and get out the situation. She did not take that. Now, I don't know all the backstory, but we got the little judgment system right here. When she was standing trial, she turned fed on my boy. And my assumption was she took that bigger bag. If y'all remember, she told Tyrion when it was her and I think Bronn in the tent that she chose this life. She said, hey, y'all ain't paying me enough to leave. You crazy, man. So this is what this artwork right here is inspired by. Somebody said, where's her arm? Man, she a snake. Hold on. No. Let's go back. Somebody asked me, where's her arm at? She's a snake. She don't got no arms. That's a great question. I'm glad we're here to talk about it. She's a snake. Snakes don't have arms. Come on, y'all. And last but not least, this is like the most PG but not PG thing ever. I'm going to let y'all in the chat interpret this right here. Like, I had to type it in the kid-like way. I was nervous. I was nervous. I was going to be like, hey, stop. We know what you're trying to do. Stop. Kill it right now. We know what you tried to do, and you can't do that here. We got Shay. I got to spell it out for y'all. We got Shay, man, riding a big lion. You know what I'm talking about? And the little lion in his feelings. That's one way you could interpret it. This is what the picture's showing. Riding a big lion, the lion in his feelings. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all see here? That's what I got. Sylvia, you know what I'm saying? The lion has no nose. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I can fix that later. But do y'all get where this scene is going? Okay. All right. Just wanted to clear that up. So anyway, y'all, I show all of these to say we have to spin the block on the drawings. We got another giveaway going, y'all, and I want y'all to tune in for this. It has to be an original drawing, though. You know what I'm saying? It has to be an original drawing. I want y'all to draw me one of y'all's favorite scenes from this season of either Tywin or Shay. Submit it to the Discord. One of the mods will drop the link in there. There's a space for that. I think it might be EDN submissions or something like that. We're gonna pick the favorite one, and then we will determine who that winner is and send them a giveaway. Speaking of giveaway, let's go back and see what the results were for the giveaway for the Joffrey drawing. I'm gonna end the poll right now. It's been up for about 7 minutes, and the people have selected option number 2. So if I bring it back, this is the option they selected, man. Option number 2. So shout out to the person who did this one. I'll be reaching out to you on Discord to get your info, man. Dope drawings, man. Shout out to everybody who participated in this one. These are all pretty dope. These are all pretty hilarious. So shout out to person number 2. Now, come on, y'all. I'm thirsty, and I knew I was gonna get thirsty, so I had to bring out that big boy today. It's a celebration. No. It's not alcoholic. I went to Trader Joe's for the first time, and I just got random things, y'all. I just got some random things. So let me take a look. Oh, got to look quick on. Oh, snap. I hope this. Oh, snap. All right. If it's really a celebration, next time I might actually, like, when we get a championship dub, I might shake this thing up and start shooting it around the studio to areas where there's not electronic things. That for sure. My fault. Let me read. Oh, golly, that junk was good. That was good. Let me go to the super chat we just got. Let's get to the super chat. From Kevin Shields says the point is you can't put confidence in leaders who justify their authority. Otherwise, you end up with Lannisters or worse. Appreciate you again for that message. But now let's go ahead and switch gears. The first thing that I want to do is let's do a recap of the season. And I'm gonna bring up about 10 points that I want to talk to you all about. 10 pivotal points that happened during the season and my thoughts on those. And by the way, I didn't know whether or not my screen was going to work or not, so I had to keep, had to have a few drawings on standby, man. I might have to put these guys, I might have to put them somewhere in the studio, man, just to remember how monumental this moment was. Snap, that's on the ground. It's all good. What I want y'all to do, though, in the meantime, the mods are going to select. Y'all let me know one scene that y'all want to see generated from Tywin from the season. It has to be an actual scene. It cannot be like a hypothetical. It doesn't have to be the full thing, but it has to be something that actually took place. So if y'all say Tywin riding on the dragon, that didn't happen. Y'all, we ain't finna do that. It sounds fun though. So y'all let me know. The mods will pick one of those. Either Kate or Jillian, maybe. Send me one of those that you want me to that you find from the chat, and that we'll try that one. The concept, at least. All we need is a concept, and we can move forward. But let's talk about some of the 10 pivotal things that I feel like happened this season, in season 4 of Game of Thrones. Easily number 1 is the Purple Wedding, episode 2, The Lion and the Rose, where a brief description of this is King Joffrey's death during the wedding feast with Marjorie Tyrell. Joffrey is poisoned and dies in a gruesome manner. This event set off a chain reaction within King's Landing, and it also kicks off Tyrion being arrested. Now, I thought this was super pivotal because I really saw how the Lannister family, who claims to be like so centered on family, they really broke apart in this moment, and then they started like eating on themselves from within. And a part of me wonders if Cersei actually even really truly believes that Tyrion did this, or if she just hates him so much and is so upset that she just wants to pin the blame on somebody. That was one of my unanswered questions, because I could see it honestly going either direction. I could have seen it really honestly going either direction for sure. Next up, we have Tyrion's trial and trial by combat. This was episode 6 through 8. Tyrion Lannister is put to trial for Joffrey's murder. Despite his innocence, he's convicted based on false testimony, including Shay, his lover, which that was a super pivotal thing that happened at the season finale in season 4 times 10. That whole situation was so bad. Y'all, I was waiting for about 2 episodes for the truth to come out. I'm going to be honest. I thought Shay was actually medieval intended, like at gunpoint. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I thought they had something super crazy on her. They had a daddy, at sword point. They had a mama, like halfway in the lion's den. I thought it was something crazy to make it make sense to why she turned fed on my boy Tyrion. And man, I still don't have an answer, but she out of here, man. She's out of here. And this is why I say this. She's a snake. She ain't got no arms. Timing on that was crazy. This is why I say this. When you mess with a woman and or a man who says that particular lifestyle, like they can have any option and that's what they want to do, and you still pursue said person, you're crazy. It ain't them no more. Like they told you what it was. They spelled it out for you. And you say, I'm still going to pursue them? That's wild. That's wild. But the betrayal? I was almost irrational on my last episode of Game of Thrones season 4. And I almost put that girl at 1. I almost did, but I had to, like, if y'all remember that episode, man, I literally had to scoop my chair back. I couldn't breathe how bad it was. That level of betrayal was so bad. And my biggest problem with how she did it was, why did you have to tell all of the details? You could have left it like very broad and he would have still been in trouble. You had to like go into all like the bedroom stuff. That's foul. Y'all, that's foul. And what I want to know right now is, does anybody see her point of view? Does anybody see her point of view right now? If anybody sees her point of view, I'm willing to listen to it. I'm willing to listen. Let me take a moment to read some comments, hear from some people. And if anybody here sees why she did what she did or have any sympathy or empathy for her, I'ma listen. I ain't gonna say I'ma hear it, but I'ma listen. Or is it the opposite way? I'ma hear it, but I ain't gonna listen. It's one of those two. Y'all talk to me. I'm listening. I'm ready to see something. Bastion Calderon says, you do. Tell me how. What about that she did do you actually feel? What about what she did are you actually understanding? The Discord is up, y'all. If anybody wants to hop on, taking live call-ins right now. Taking live call-ins on Discord. Right now, what we're talking about specifically, if anybody sees Shay's point of view. I feel like the moment things really broke down is when he told her that she was, a woman of the night. And she took that to heart. And then she actually ended up smacking Bronn, I think. It was something crazy. She ended up smacking Bronn. Now, for those of y'all who do want to come up and talk or whatever case may be, if anybody chooses to, no profanity. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it clean. Although this is a very dirty situation. Let's keep it clean. But if anybody wants to, man, come on up. Speak to your boy. I know we got Kamira. I'm surprised. Kamira in the chat. I know Kamira got some thoughts about Shay. I know Kamira got some thoughts. Natasha in this. I know some people got some thoughts in the chat. But Sylvia says, not to that extent, but jealousy will make you do anything. Sarah Weavers, what's going on? Sarah, I know you probably got some thoughts about Shay. Is that what empty means? Has a comment that says she was scorned. She felt heartbroken, like she was threw over for Sansa. And the place below us has no fury, youngin. I've heard that before. I've heard that before. But my thing is, though, I know this is going to sound bad, y'all. But within a mess, at least Tyrion kept that literally behind closed doors. Like, he literally kept that within the bedroom. Her going and standing trial and airing out all their dirty laundry is crazy work. That is insane work. Sam Cub says, I feel like it was her get back at him. We're going to talk about that. And you know what's funny? Brandon, one of my co-hosts here on the channel, he has a saying called get back must be had. Is that get back must be had? If we saying get back must be had, does that qualify? Because I know some of y'all saying that's revenge. Are we saying that's get back? What levels of get back should not be get backable? We need to cut that list off at some things. That's foul. B1 says she was just a bad person. That's all. He ain't even put no period on that, but I'm going to put the period on the sentence. He said that's all. That's what he said in regards to Shay. And then we have another one, which is something that I kind of think in the back of my head. From Tokes, I don't want to butcher your last name. Tokes A, it says, I think she was a plant for his dad right from the camp. So this is a good theory because actually if we go back to Tyrion's revelations to us as an audience when he's telling this story, he talks about the first time he got married and how that whole thing was set up. That was also a woman of the night set up by his dad. And then he actually had his army men violate or get into extracurricular athletic activities with her in front of him after he had married her. And I don't know if that was one of them situations to where he was trying to beat that type of lust or desire out of him and he wanted to embarrass him so bad. That actually makes me kind of feel the point that Toke said. That I could see it being a situation to where she was a plant from the jump, especially when your daddy knows sometimes the stuff that you're going to get into. He'll tell you not to do it, and he know good and well you're going to do it anyway. So it could have been one of those things to where he knew, he set the trap out for him, knowing exactly how his son was gonna fall. The only other thing that makes me think that that could or could not be true is the fact that there was one time when Cersei and Tywin were at the wedding situation. I think when Tyrion gave Joffrey the gift, which he cut up with the sword, a little petty behind. And Cersei said, hey, look, that's the girl I was telling you about that Tyrion's been messing with. And the dad kind of looked. It makes me think that might have been the moment that he had his eyes on her and then turned her out. The other question is like, if Varys offered her that much money, and we know Varys got that chicken, Brother Nobal's got that chicken. We know that brother got that. Hold on. Brother Nobal's got that. He got that chicken. One more time if y'all don't hear me. Chicken. So thoughts on that? Good points. Somebody in the chat is saying I can't compare the first wife. They saying I can't compare the first wife. Okay. They saying I can't compare, but I can compare the daddy situation. That's what I'm saying. The way we're talking about how the dad kind of set up the situation. But now I'm bringing them to the stage. They're probably gonna speak about it a little bit more clearly. So I don't want to misspeak for them. What's going on? How you doing?
What I'm trying to say without typing.
Okay.
So like in the book, we don't talk about the show, but so in the show, the story is that Tywin found out she was a prostitute, so he told but in
Uh-oh. You broke up a little bit. Did Tywin get to you too? Oh man, I think Tywin done got to somebody else. Tywin done got her, y'all. You might have to come back. Uh-oh. All right, I'm gonna move it.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. All right, man. I thought Tywin bought you out already.
But yeah, I was saying, in the books, they revealed to us that wasn't even true at all. She was never a prostitute. Tywin just said that. In the show, that doesn't happen. So, like, it's kind of a different, like, connotation in the show that they give.
Okay. So, I respect that point. I'm purely speaking from a show-only perspective, but that is some good details to know. Because as somebody who watches the show, you would think that is the life she lived for real, not the fact that she just got paid to do it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I appreciate you for bringing that to my attention. Speaking of which, in the chat, man, let me know, are there any other book readers as well? Appreciate you for coming to the stage. Good point. Are there any other book readers as well? Or are most of y'all just people who have watched the show? I see a few people who said they are. Okay. But let's move on to the next point I wanted to talk about. If anybody else wants to talk about Shay, about that situation, don't worry. We will be looping back to that for sure. We got quite a few book readers in there. Okay. Started the books, never finished. Brit says show. Okay. Most of the people say show watchers, but that's cool. So the other thing is I want to talk about the trial by combat. The trial by combat situation. Tyrion, somebody fact check me on this. Tyrion seems to be in the most situations to where he should get killed, but doesn't. And there's a part of me sometimes that, and like even at the beginning of season 4, episode 10, Brandon's like, Tyrion's gonna die. I'm like, maybe in the grand scheme of things, yeah, but he's not dying in season 4 though. Sometimes they have his character seem like invincible, and I think it's because of that comedic side he has to him. Now, again, these are all speculations, and remember, this is coming from the guy who thought Rob was going to be there till season 15, and there's only 8 seasons as of the time of this recording. I thought Rob was going to be there till season 15, and there's only 8 seasons. So take whatever I say with a grain of salt when it comes to who I think is going to live or die. But I knew Tyrion was not going to die on season 4. Nah. Sometimes that man, he gets into certain situations, like he's been in trial by combat like twice so far. One with Lysa and then one with his own family. And you know who this brother calls on every single time? His brother. I would like to know a lot more about their backstory because I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna sound weird. Sometimes I feel like Tyrion and Jaime are closer than Jaime and Cersei. No Diddy though. It sound like they kind of closer. They have some real love for each other. And I'm actually very curious to see if that love is going to switch to hate when Jaime finds out that he killed his daddy. Because out of all the kids, I honestly feel like Tywin actually had love for Jaime. I feel like he did not love Tyrion, which he kind of spelled out. And I feel like he was using Cersei. I feel like Tywin legit loved Jaime, although he's not the hugging, complimenty type. That's what I feel like in my heart, y'all. I feel like my boy legit loved Jaime a little bit. CC asked a good question. Somebody in the chat, fill her in. Somebody asked another question about why does everyone forgive Jaime but not Cersei? He pushed a child out the window. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I have not forgiven him from that. But then again, y'all got to remember, it's two characters who right now, I'm at odds about whether or not they should come off the God list. Those two characters are Jaime and Reek. His name ain't Theon yet. His name is Reek. And the reason I say that is because I always have him in the back of my head. It's like they will have to do something amazing for me to actually like them and root for them as a character again. But then I start thinking about what they did. Jaime, episode 1, pushing the kid out the window. And then still, regardless of him saving Brienne when she was dealing with the bear, his brother is still messing with his sister. And then episode 4 times 10, Cersei had the audacity to say, I love my brother. Like she didn't even say his name. She had to be so disrespectful that she actually said brother. Cersei is diabolical. Reek, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what Reek can do right now for me to like. I don't know what he can do for me to kind of like his character. I feel extremely bad for it. It's uncomfortable. The things that are going on with their brother is uncomfortable. I'm talking about it's when I cut the camera off, it's kind of like, my goodness, I need to watch some Veggie Tales or something. It's just not right. Some of the things we're seeing happening with that brother. Let's go on to another pivotal death. We had a couple major deaths and a lot of interesting, but not top tier deaths. And we're going to talk about those. One of those being Oberyn. The biggest shock factor to me was not Oberyn, and I'm going to tell you why. They brought Oberyn in, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty good actor. And also, his character is pretty interesting. He got a very interesting lifestyle, but a very interesting character. And then the thing that made me resonate with his character a little bit more is he was one of the people who we see who is going to stand up against the Lannisters for the things that they did to his family. Now, that I appreciate about him. He just got a little bit too... This dude got a little bit too... He needed to be humble in that moment. He needed to tie business up. But it's one of those situations to where you're dreaming about something every night and then you finally get it. And instead of running across the finish line, you want to stop right before the finish line and look back at all the haters, everybody who doubted you, and say one more crazy thing to them. And then I realized, bro, you didn't have a 20-foot gap on them. It was 20 inches. And I feel like that's what happened to him. Yeah, somebody says the sci-fi fanatic 1138 says cocky. Sam Cub says way too cocky. Chica A says Oberyn is a life lesson. That's a fact. Man, let me tell you how much of a life lesson this brother is. I was playing in the City League basketball game the other day. Man, for a minute, I started going crazy. Man, I think I hit about 3-4 threes in a row, back to back. And, my opponent started chirping a little bit. He started chirping a little bit. Man, I almost said, hey, my boy. I almost thought, hey, it's City League, so, ain't nobody really here. But, man, in my head, I'm in the NBA. I'm out there going crazy, coming down, hitting it. Oh, man, I almost started talking. And you know what hit me in the middle of a men's City League basketball game? That voice came in. Addy, Don't overbring yourself. Talk about a life lesson. I'm glad I saw that. It made me humble in a city league game. Real story too, real true. And I ain't gonna lie, he did bust me on a few plays after that, and that's why I was glad I was home because my team still won. He did bust me on a few plays right there. He had probably one of the craziest shooting nights of his life, and I had I was doing my thing. We're gonna leave it at that. So the other one is I want to talk about a few characters that were interesting, who also passed, which was Grin, Ygritte, and then I cannot remember the other guy from the Night's Watch, but Ygritte got him with the arrow through the neck. There were a few characters to me who passed, and it was kind of like, dang, but it wasn't like, dang. It was kind of like, dang. I know that did that make sense to y'all? Like, y'all can be honest with me. Did that make sense? But Ygritte, bro, let's focus on her. From the jump, I ain't gonna lie, I was never team Ygritte, team Jon. Never. I was never team Ygritte, team Jon. I'm gonna just be honest. Now, I'm gonna bring somebody up to the stage real quick to speak to me. Big Mama Martell Chimera. Let's get you up here. Right now, Chimera, what I'm speaking about is Ygritte and Jon. That's what we're talking about. Talk to me how you feel about Ygritte. Talk to me how you feel about that passing.
We knew that you were never team Ygritte because you didn't even bother to get. Like, let's put the cheese on the cracker. Mm-hmm. You wasn't even trying to figure out her name. You were never on her team. Is it
not Ygritte? Am I saying the name wrong?
You say Ygritte. I think you called it Egress. I think you called it Expedition.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might have called it Fort Explorer. I don't know. You ain't never got her name right.
Hey, so that should tell y'all something. If I've never got the girl right, imagine this. If you somebody's friend or you somebody's father or something and they never know your girlfriend's name, then y'all ain't finna get married. So that's the same way that I was that's the same way that I had with Jon. You said what?
I said, if they don't ask nephew that you in the cookout, that ain't you. You might as well go ahead and take your plate to go, girl.
That's a fact. How did you feel about Ygritte, though? I'm not gonna lie, there's some things about her that I really like. There's some things I feel sad about because obviously we're dealing with two people on the opposite side of two wrongs. I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like there's two wrongs on this side. So it's kind of hard to pick one, especially knowing both of their background. But how you feel about Ygritte?
I think that she was a nice character for what her role was in the story. I don't think she was ever gonna be brought onto like full-time cast.
Yeah.
And she's one of those characters who serves a purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of like Oberyn, one of those characters who serves a purpose, and that's it. Yeah. And as much as we like the character and everything they contribute and the changes they help make to, the characters that are already established, he was never gonna get a uniform. He was never getting put on a team. Sorry, I know there's a lot of people who are like, I loved her. She was so great. And I'm like, she was great for what she was here for. And she did that and she went home.
I liked her. I'm not going to say I loved her. But if y'all remember, Game of Thrones season 4, episode 10 on a reaction video, I did something nice for her. I don't do this for a lot of people. I gave her some nice little music as she was going out for her burning ceremony. You know what I'm saying? I gave her some nice little tunes. Y'all go check that. For those of y'all who like, man, you ain't put no respect on her name, I did. The thing about Ygritte was, I actually feel like she was more, no, Jon, you're either coming with me or we're not going anywhere. Whereas when we met Jon actually integrated himself into the wildling culture. I feel like she was more willing to take than she was willing to give. I feel like she was never going to be on the opposite side of that situation. That's just how I feel. Creepersaurus Rex says, super chat real quick, Jon and Ygritte are married in real life. I'm glad it worked out in real life. But in this show, No,
Wasn't in the cards. It wasn't in the cards.
it was not. It was not.
I think
Talk to
the
me.
two of them both believed in their causes too much in order to be together. Like when you wholeheartedly believe in something,
Mhm.
you only have so much wiggle room to make exception. And both of them, they just believed in their cause too much. Like John knew what was up. He
Yeah.
was like, nah, bro, I love you, but I love my people.
That's a
You know,
fact.
John's a man of the people. We got to put some respect on it.
That man John's a man of many people. That's a fact. That man, that's a man of many people. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more though. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more. I gotta switch batteries. I'm gonna put y'all on this BRB screen real quick, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit more, y'all. We're gonna talk about it. All right, back with it. We're on the subject of John and Ygritte. So that was the one. Come here, let's switch over a little bit. Because I did like her character a lot. The thing was, if we talk about the way she went out, I thought that was very symbolic. The fact that she got hit with an arrow when her specialty was hitting folks with arrows. I do understand there was a lot of conversations about, well, she actually had love for John because if she wanted him dead, she would have not missed with her arrows. I fully hear that, and I fully understand that. My thought on that was, don't hit me with 3 of them, though. I understand if you want to get that point across with 1, but 3 of them is kind of wild. That's going to leave some scars. Other aspect of it is, I want to know what y'all's theories are in the chat. When she had John strung up right before Ali popped her with that arrow, do you think she was actually going to shoot that arrow if Ali never shot her? That is my question for everybody listening and watching right now. Do you think she would have actually shot John if Ali never shot her? And here's the caveat I'm gonna give everybody who says yes. Was she gonna shoot not to kill again? Let's put, because I know some people saying yes. Was she going to shoot to kill? Was she going to shoot to injure? Or was she not going to shoot at all? That is what I'm curious to hear from y'all. My personal opinion is, I think she was going to shoot that thing. That's what I think. I think she was going to shoot that thing. And because I gave y'all 3 options, I'm going to be specific. I think she was actually going to shoot to kill this time. I think she was going to shoot to kill. That's what I think she was going to do. Now on Grin and his boys, let's talk about them quickly. I know everybody has a job to do within this wildling battle at Castle Black. Why did they go down there with no weapons though, bro? And like, how exactly did that giant? Did he like bust the gate open and just like go crazy on them? Them boys didn't even have no weapons down there. And John told him to go down there, and I knew full well. This is how you know Grin is a good dude. Grin knew he was finna die. The reason he knew he was finna die, this man didn't even bring no weapons down there. He knew it's up for me. I might as well just do my job because this is it. This is the last job I got. This is the last job I got. Good character though. I enjoyed this character from the limited amount of times that I saw him. All right. Also, as we talk about the wildlings a little bit, another pivotal part in this was John and Mance's meetup. Mance is a very interesting character. And I feel like he actually is a man of his people. He's a man of his people. That's what I feel like. Now, there's obviously levels to this because at the end of the season, we saw Stannis pull up. And I was seeing, I'm learning, y'all. I'm starting to learn the flags, the symbols, and all of that. But I'm still like, bro, who is this pulling up with like 1,000 folks? I'm still gonna be on that sometimes. Y'all can show me the same lion or dragon or 3-headed dragon several times, and I'm gonna still be like, golly, is that the Avengers coming? That's just how it is, y'all. I watch too many shows right now. It's 2 minutes. It's 2 minute circulation. Mance, I respect him from the fact that he is able to pull together so many different people, which is not something that we see a lot of other families or houses do. Tyrell's about the Tyrells right now. They seem like they pretending to be with other people until they get to where they need to be, and then they might just be about them. The Lannisters are obviously about the Lannisters. everybody else is just gonna get violated. Oberyn and them family, we're gonna learn a little bit more about them. Golly. Because now he wanted revenge for his sister and his sister's kids. Now we're gonna need revenge for him. The Starks, to me, seem to be the most honorable family out of everybody that we've met. And then now we got Dany, who is just paving her way through. Other interesting thing we had this episode, since we're on Starks, is Brandon making his way to the... This reminded me of another death we took. Brandon making his way to the little cavern people with these little weird kids. Weird kid, not kids. Why did my boy have to go out like that? And the weird thing about it was my boy was slick looking like he's about to die for like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 episodes. My boy was sick when they were at, the hut where they got captured by the Fed, traitor, people of the Men's of the Night's Watch. He was looking like he was sick there. What was going on with him? They had that boy looking like he's about to die for several episodes. So I was thinking he was going to get himself back to health, but then he ended up just getting killed by somebody who was already killed. And then to make matters worse, they blew my boy to smithereens. They pretty much let us know not only is he gone, but ain't no chance of reviving him. It ain't nothing left. That's what they did. I got love for Hodor, but this man right here is just a certified Uber driver at this point. Hodor is nothing but a certified Uber driver. That's why I love that man so much. That boy is not selfish. He don't talk about what he wants. He's all for other people. I want a spin-off series called The Adventures of Hodor. And I understand if we can only live vicariously through Hodor and the things that's going on inside his head. Let me get that. The Adventures of Hodor. Let me see that spin-off series. And please let the script writing be more than just hold on. No, I'm gonna need some words I can actually decipher. If you're gonna give me a spin-off, at least give me more words than just Hodor. They say Hodor is a simple man. That's what Lil Miss Nat said. They said LK Reaction said if they would have buried him, he would have popped back up. Addis, I understand that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. This man is legit dying in every movie I see. I seen this man in Maze Runner the other day. He died in that. He was almost at the finish. Crazy. This man was in Maze Runner. He was at the finish line pretty much. He died last minute in that. Maybe they cast him as a last minute death type actor. Is that what his acting is? Like, bro, you a really good guy. Like, who's somebody we could cast who the audience is going to like, but we kill him at the last minute? Yeah, that guy, that Maze Runner kid. Let's get him. Hey, this boy need to be a main character in something, man, so they can stop doing him so dirty. Let's talk a little bit about another death, which was Lysa this season. Sansa and Littlefinger. The team up we thought we never wanted, but she needed, and she needs to rid herself of soon. That's what I feel about that. Littlefinger's a bad dude. He's the type of people to love people and stab them at the same time. And he's the type of dude that'll tell you like he really wanted your sister the whole time and put you out the moon door. Like he's dead, like then push you out the door or something. Oh snap, yeah, he did do that. He did do that. I'm tripping. He literally did that for real. That, like people give you extreme examples of things bad people would do. He's one of the people that like he actually does those extreme examples. There's a reason why Littlefinger, I think he's number 3 on the list. Right now, the GOT list, and the GOT list, for those of y'all who don't know at this point, is a list of people that I'm cool with. They can go on and go. They can go on and go. They can go on and get on up out of here. For real. Arya. Arya is not my favorite character, but I like Arya a lot. However, Arya, like Dany, scare me. I'm going to tell you what scares me the most. People who seem to be good guys, but have not resolved to be good guys. They scare me. The Anakins of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, they scare me because the reason they scare me is because you want to love them, and then they end up doing something so stupid, and you're like, no. That's the only thing I want to like. I like Arya a lot, and I know my co-host Brandon. That's his favorite character. Arya, after this season finale, that girl is a savage. Maybe for good reason though. She's seen her daddy get got. Actually didn't, but yeah, because her eyes got covered. But she experienced her daddy getting got. She experienced her brother getting got. Matter of fact, they spelled it out. The Hound was like, her mother's dead, her daddy's dead, her brother's dead. I thought they was gonna make what's that song? Greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, greens, beans, potatoes. I thought they was gonna make a remix to the junk the way he was saying it. And it's kind of like, hey, bro, chill out. You ain't gotta say it like that. But the Hound's a whole nother chapter. And we're gonna talk about him next. But LK Reaction says definitely top 5. I feel that. If anybody wants to speak to Arya a little bit more, they feel like they can do her a little bit more justice. If y'all feel like y'all can help me think through her mindset a little bit more outside of just the revenge side of things, which I understand she needs that, I'm welcoming y'all to come live to the stage. But let me catch my breath, take a little sip. Let me take a little sip real quick. Anybody's welcome to talk to me about Arya at this point. You know what I'm saying? And we got somebody who's about to come up and do that. Maria P. So before Maria P starts, shout out her. She got us one of the people got us on Peaky Blinders. Look, y'all tune into the lives, y'all gonna know things that everybody don't know. You know what I'm saying? Peaky Blinders on the way. Maria, we're back to Game of Thrones talking about Arya. Speak to me.
Hey, yeah, I do consider Peaky Blinders an accomplishment. Thank you, of 2024. So yes, about Arya, but I kind of want to spread it to many characters.
Okay.
I have a question for you, which is, do you think Arya and like the rest of the, I guess, noble people, I would say, because they're the ones that are kind of like in the whole Game of Thrones. Do you think that they're sort of forced to find a way to survive that kind of doesn't really allow them to keep themselves as kind of like quote unquote pure souls? I guess Arya's way is more
Good
of
question.
a violent way, I guess,
Yeah.
but you see them like all be very different. Like Littlefinger is all about manipulation, Cersei too. So I guess it's kind of unfair to say, but I feel like the show kind of makes you feel a little sympathetic for bad people sometimes.
Yeah. That's a good point. Actually, you put it the perfect way. Yes. And that is the issue with most characters. I feel like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like this show does not clearly define people as good or bad. I feel like this show has people who are good, who do bad things, and this show has people who are bad, who do good things. But there's not a clear definition on them being one or the other. So that is an interesting thing about her. Now, when it comes to comparing her to other people, I'll bring up Jon. I feel like right now, one of the reasons why he's my favorite character, he's one of the few characters who I feel like has terrible situations and still does like the most good, least baddest bad thing. I know that's like the weirdest way to put it, Maria. That's how I feel, and that's her brother though. And remember, if I'm not mistaken, her brother's the one who gave her Needle, correct, Jon?
Yeah, but
He's
I
the one
also
who gave
like,
her Needle.
don't you feel like maybe that's not like that's the main strength, but also the main weakness of House Stark, which is
Yeah.
they become a little predictable through their
True.
honor in a way.
True. That is a good point. It's kind of like, you know what? It's kind of like the kid you can always bully because he's never gonna fight you because he's a good kid.
Yeah.
So when you put it to me like that, you're right, and it does make me think they do have to switch it up to not be so. Everybody doesn't know their game plan. everybody don't know their game plan for sure. So I agree with you. And then two, Arya has been through a lot. I think it was this season, right, when they pulled up to Lysa's in them castle and the guards let her know, like, yeah, your aunt died, and she just started laughing. And to be in I know this may sound weird, y'all. It seemed like the most realistic reaction ever, Maria. It seemed like something that, like, if I was her and I was going through everything she was going through, I would probably do the same thing.
I think, we're seeing her react to trauma and trauma after trauma. Like, it's too much. And I'm, like, being very cautious because I don't want to, like, speak to things that might be after season 4. True. But yes, we're definitely seeing all of the Starks grow, sometimes not in the best way, just in the way that they can. That's why, like, I wrote a question before too, if I can take advantage of, like, the space of, like, what do you think about Sansa's character now versus season 1? Man,
it's funny because you know how they say the saying, like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I'm gonna answer your question about Sansa, but then I'm gonna talk about all the kids before I get to Sansa. Ned's kids, it's like somebody took that bag of apples and they just turned every direction and threw him. Rob seemed like he's the most like his dad. Jon seems like he has a little bit of his dad in there, but a little bit of, like, a new twist to his dad and standing on business. Sansa seems to be stuck in Park. She's just not doing anything. And Arya seems to be taking maybe the darkest path of all of them. So my thoughts on Sansa in general are the fact, I'm just glad that she's out of King's Landing. That's a small W for me. I'm glad she's out of King's Landing and potentially about to start making a play. I feel like she's been DNP. She's been inactive. She's been on the bench for so long, and I'm ready to see her get in the game. That's what I feel about her.
That's fair. I think it's also, like, a lot of women identify with her because when you're in a position where your power is very precarious, very doubtful, you're pretty much at the mercy of whatever happens. But I'll leave it at that because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I feel you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you for coming up. Good points. You definitely had me thinking about the Stark family a little different. But yeah, great points. Great points. That was a little bit about the Starks and their family. Now, y'all, what else have we got? Oh, the Hound and Brienne. The Hound and Brienne. Y'all, look at this. This is a clip of me watching the clip with Brandon. Look at, like, I want to show y'all something. Not like before that. Let's go before that. This fight right here was wild. Getting manhandled by a woman. Bruh. I'm not saying it can't happen, but, like, we know Brienne is one of those ones. I want to talk about the Hound a little bit more, specifically just his character and how I feel about him. I'm going to pause right here on this screen right here. This is why earlier when I made the point about good people do bad things and bad people do good things within the show. The Hound was a character who I did not care for that much at all at the beginning of the show. Like, the brother was slick on the God list. Then I started to understand why he thinks the way he does and was hoping that he would have a positive outlet for his life. The positive outlet for his life literally walked in and he tried to fight it and got the brakes beat off of him. And he actually initiated dirty play within the fight. Bruh, I don't want nobody to go to jail. But all my brothers out there, if you've ever got beat up by a woman, you ain't got to tell us when or where how it happened. Matter of fact, let me not get you in trouble. Let's switch it. Women, if y'all have ever beat up a guy before and it was called for, you know what I'm saying? Did y'all do him like how Brienne did? I almost got some folks in trouble. Ain't my fault. Because fellas, if you're going around here bragging about beating up a woman, that's a problem. But we can talk to the women though. If y'all ever had to manhandle a man before on some real stuff, did y'all Brienne him? Because Brienne was not dealing with no slouch. The Hound is dirty. This fight, y'all, this junk went way too far. This fight went way too far. Like, this was uncomfortable. Like, kicking her, biting her, punching her. Like, what is this? Where was the referee when this fight happened? And that's what I'm saying. Like, he has a little bit of that. It's not even street. It's just like ruthlessness. I'm thinking like it's certain levels that I know he at least won't go to with a woman. This brother spit. This brother pulled out one of them weird. He started doing that weird, man. He was beat up. She asked him to yield. This brother grabbed the sword and like just started like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then spit on her, was biting her, kicking her. Like, he was fighting her like a dude, to be honest. He kicked her in the groin area. Like, hey, I don't know how that feel for a woman down there getting kicked. I'm assuming it can't be good, but I know for men, it's like you might be going to go see the Lord after that. Like, you get kicked down there, it's over. Father, gone beat me up. For real. The Hound, though, in general. The thing that made me the most mad after he lost the fight with Brienne, and I know people are talking about you got to understand the situation and things of that nature. After he lost the fight with Brienne, the way he started talking to Arya, which I know this is probably identified as not that. This is probably identified as him just trying to manipulate her into getting him on up at her. And goodness gracious, a broken thigh is ridiculous. A broken thigh is crazy. Him trying to talk crazy to her to get him or to get her to potentially end his life because of the pain and things that he was in. When he starts getting into that, it's like I completely kind of write his character off. On top of the fact that like he's talking to a kid too. He told her, he started bragging about the fact that he got rid of the butcher's boy. And then he started going into the fact that he would like, he should have did some stuff with her sister, like, and violated her in a very gruesome, foul way. It's like, brother, I'm sorry. Like, I know. Again, this show starts to get you feeling empathetic or sympathetic and rationalizing with why bad people do bad things. And it got to the point like, no, brother. And I'm still of the feeling. I know Brandon says he feels like the Hound is dead. I don't. My rule, if you're new to this channel, is I literally have to see you go. Like, all of that. I'm about to start saying I literally have to see you get buried. And or I might literally have to see the body get burned. Like, it might have to be a lot of stuff for me to like fully believe that you're gone. That is why I say I feel like the Hound is not gone. I was actually hoping that he would have got the brakes beat off of him and then realized the fact that he's going to have to change his ways. This brother tripled down on his ways. But I think deep down inside, y'all, hot take, I think he a big old softy, bro. I think the situation with his brother burning him when he was a young kid messed him up for life, and he just needs something like this in his life to really change his life around. And this is why I say Arya is a savage. She just took the man money and left him. But then again, you kind of hypocritical if you feel bad for him, because we've seen him do this to other people. Holy Fire said, what house would you be in if you lived in Game of Thrones? My answer would have been different. Shout out Brit though, man. Got us the custom house EDN. If I was in Game of Thrones, I would be in that. And you can't even say I'm lying because it's on something now. If it's on something, it's real. I didn't just make it up. It's actually on something. It's on a little metallic sword looking thing. It's on something. It's a real house now. House EDN. Jillian said, okay, all right. I ain't gonna lie. We might have our first mod that needs to get modded. I had one of my mods tell me that I would be in House Lannister. Never. You know that hill that the Hound fell off of? I'm Olympic diving off that thing. If that man, if that's my only option, you crazy. All right, we got a good question that came in via super chat from Is That What Empty Means? Very interesting, unique nickname, by the way. He asked, which was the better fight, the Wildlings versus the Wall or the Hound versus Brienne of Tarth? I'm going to have to go Wildlings versus the Wall. The Hound versus Brienne, that was just a mess. That was dirty. It was dirty. It was dirty. It was hard to watch. It was like uncomfortable to watch for more than one reason. Woman versus man versus woman, and then fighting dirty, and then gruesome, and just the way that it happened. And there was nothing off limits. Now, when we get into Brienne, I know I told you there's a lot of characters who are good, who do bad things, and bad who do good things. Right now, I feel like Brienne might be one of the only characters who I see who is not doing bad things and is good. Even when she has to get to it, it's good. Brienne might be the only honorable. I ain't gonna lie, Brienne might be the only like legit like one that I feel like I don't got no like bugs in the back of my head with. Like every time she does it, like I know she's on the straighten up. She on the open up. She on the straight narrow with her decision making. It's a good question. Good question. Good question. Good question. Appreciate you for that love. Appreciate you for that super chat. Now, I know one thing that we have not talked about a lot on the stream, which we will get to, is another very pivotal character, which is Dany. Dany. And if y'all still stay tuned a little later, I'm going to tell y'all a story that I've only told a few people, and I've only told it in public one time. So if you were not at this one place when I told the story, you did not know about it. But y'all been rocking with me. We're halfway through the season, y'all. I mean, halfway through the series here at season 4. So I'm going to tell y'all the story in a while. Somebody remind me, though. Just say the word toilet. I kicked off the stream thinking about Tyrion's situation, and the Tywin's and Tyrion's situation. So y'all just say the word toilet, man, when y'all ready to get to that story. Just say the word toilet, and y'all got to, be nice to me after I tell you that story. Anyway, Dany. Dany is another one of those characters. I ain't gonna lie, I'm hard on her. I'm hard on her character within this show because I got a lot of hope, aspirations, and man, she got so much potential to do. She's already done a lot of good. It's just when you get to that level and you try to please everybody, you can't. When she's dealing with like slave masters and stuff like that, my thoughts on this are you cannot do the same things your oppressors were doing and expect things to be different when the oppressed now get equal footing. But the caveat is that we learned in the season finale that change does not always happen overnight for everybody, I would say. On both ends of the spectrum, though, which is crazy. And this series helped me think about that in a lot different way, because oftentimes when you history, you read about slavery, when you're in other things, you read about situations and you're like, man, just free them now. But what you're not assessing is the fact that the freedom is not just a physical thing. It's also a mental thing. Freeing people who are mentally locked up could be very bad for them if there's no planned strategy to make sure that they can be successful. Now, do not twist my words and make me think that means keep them locked up until they know how to be free. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying come with the full plan ready to help your people. And right now, I think she's just on a grind mode. She's getting things done. She's moving people out of her way who play with her. And I understand all of that. But man, the way she's moving though, it hurts me a little bit. It hurts me a little bit because I know she got a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. And we got a super chat just came through. What's up, Kate? Appreciate you. Eating House motto: save the babies or get back must be had. I feel like this show in general is kind of like get back must be had. Save the babies for me is one of my approaches. I don't think it would be my overall motto for the show. My overall motto for the show is still pending. It's still cooking. Y'all let me know, based upon the reactions y'all seen from me this far, what do y'all feel like an appropriate motto would be? I can't fully say get back must be had because we see that happen and it's bad sometimes. And we see it happen and it's messy sometimes and it causes other problems. The problem with Get Back Must Be Had. This is the problem with that. And I love my boy. The problem with Get Back Must Be Had is that if Get Back must be had, Get Back must always be had. The cycle never stops. That's the problem with it. Because if my Get Back must be had, then your Get Back must be had. And if your Get Back must be had, then his Get Back must be had. And if his Get Back must be had, then his Get Back must be had. Everybody gonna get got. That's all I'm saying. I love it though. Now it's some situations that got to be tied up. But back to the Dany situation. Her with her dragons. She is in a predicament to where she's like the most powerful woman in the world right now. I actually think she's more powerful than, she's more powerful than Cersei. But she also has one of the most powerful creatures that don't necessarily listen to her. And in this episode, season 4x10 in the season finale, I was broken down. If y'all see my face right here, man, I was broken down. That was actually my hat right there. But I was actually broken down before that. I'm gonna tell y'all why. This scene right before that. This man losing his child to the dragons. And I know she feels this because she lost a child within the show. Her losing the child to the dragons right here. Him presenting it, bro. That right there, that's crazy, bro. And it's like you can't really like blame her for that because the dragons don't even listen to her. And it's like, what you gonna do? Spank the dragon? But it's just more so a testament to how she just comes into situations and she just bulldozes it through. I just want her to I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell y'all what she need. She need the right person by her side. I'm gonna keep it a beam. Because I actually feel like she's doing her thing right now. But if she keeps going about things on her own, bro, she finna mess some stuff up. If we thought the Lannisters is bad, bro, by the time she get to where she's going and her emotional state when she get there, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. She needs the right person by her side to help her out. Somebody that she can respect and somebody that's on the up and up. Otherwise, it's over for all of us. It's over for all of us. Serpster says, an eye for an eye goes blind. That's a fact. That's a fact. Marcus Fields said she needs a man to channel her anger. I ain't say it exactly like that, but like on certain things, maybe. Or she might need a man to like stop that anger, redirect that anger to something else. All right, y'all. That's my thoughts on Dany. If anybody wants to speak to me a little bit about Dany, I'm all ears. The line is open. If y'all feel like y'all got some questions about my thoughts towards Dany, whether y'all feel them, you don't feel them, you think I'm too hard on her. I already told y'all I'm hard on her because I got love for her character. She got it out the mud for real. Y'all talk to me. Dany on a Pop the Balloon episode would be wild. Somebody just seen somebody put a Pop the Balloon. Dany on a Pop the Balloon. There needs to be a Game of Thrones Pop the Balloon episode. This can't have nobody from the Dothraki tribe there. They would probably slaughter all the contestants. I ain't gonna lie. They ain't answering no questions. They just capping folks. Holy fire. I can't answer that question. I cannot answer that question. You know, it's certain level. I can't go there. I got love for you though. I got love for you though. So nobody coming to the stand for Dany? Hey, Chaos is coming to this. Hey, Chaos is coming to speak about Dany. What's going on, Chaos?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a good season, so you know what I'm saying. I'm in good spirits. We talking about good. Dany though. Talk to me. How are you?
I'm good. Just got done work an hour ago, so just chilling.
I got you.
I'm glad to see you're live.
Appreciate you for coming
I just
through.
want to give you a little fun fact about her real life character, or her who she is in real life. Emilia Clarke, the one who plays Dany, she actually, I'm not sure if you know, but she actually had like a brain aneurysm during the filming of the first season of Game of Thrones. And
Wow.
like she almost like passed away, and I think she almost had a second one as well, and she had to undergo surgery and stuff like in between
Wow.
filming Game of Thrones, which I just think is so crazy that she was able to nurse herself back to health and give us the
No,
amazing performance that she
that's
has.
crazy. No, that's
So crazy.
that's crazy. Wow, because I'm looking at, and I don't know what season that is between. I'm looking at this show and I'm not seeing any like, hold on, did something happen between this? Now, obviously, characters cut their hair,
Yeah,
do certain changes. I'm not seeing any lapse in talent, any lapse in acting, any of that. That's a crazy situation. I'm glad that she made it through that though.
exactly. Yeah, no, and she's like, yeah, she's doing amazing stuff now. But it's just she's one of my favorite characters, and
Mm.
on top of that, just being such a strong person, she's just great. I just thought that was a cool fun fact that I thought about while you were talking about her character and her being strong and
Yeah,
emotional, kind of just I just thought about that and thought I would share.
I ain't gonna lie, Chaos. That's not fair. I'm sitting here trying to break Danny down, and he tell me something like that. I can't even say nothing else, y'all. I didn't know. I didn't think anybody could come up here and say and stop me from speaking on Danny any further, but Chaos just did, y'all. So I'm done. I'm done speaking about Brandon right now. This is too serious. Appreciate you,
Sorry,
Chaos.
I just wanted to share that. I just thought it was a cool fun fact.
Nah, I appreciate you. You helped me learn a valuable lesson. For anybody who comes to the stage and speak, please throw fair punches. Don't hound and Brienne me, y'all. It has to be fair blows.
Have a great rest of your stream.
Take it easy, Chaos. Thank you.
See ya.
Hey, y'all gotta play fair now. Y'all gotta play fair. Now I can't even speak. I'm gonna have to switch subjects now. Is it time for me to talk to y'all about the toilet? Is it time for me to talk to y'all about that, man? Oh, y'all got rapid fire questions for me. Now every time I talk about Danny, I'm gonna have it in my mind. I am super glad that she was able to get through it though. For real. Super glad. This is what we'll do. We'll talk about the toilet, but for right now, I'm gonna put, how much time y'all think we should put on the clock? Talk to me, chat. Let's say I'm gonna put let's go 5 minutes. I'm gonna put 5 minutes on the clock. And what we would do is y'all know we got that rapid fire, man. Y'all know we do that rapid fire. Hold on. The timer already started. The timer tried to cheat y'all. I didn't do it, y'all. The timer tried to cheat y'all. Let's restart it. Let's make sure we get it on there. I'm going rapid fire questions. I'm going rapid fire. So hold on. Let me adjust things. Some of this stuff I'm doing on the fly. I ain't even practiced it yet. And don't judge me. I didn't spell timer all the way right, but you know what I'm saying. Y'all know what that means. Here we go. 5-minute timer. I'm taking rapid fire questions. No spoilers. Has to be season 3. And yeah, that's how we gonna do it. So let's see what y'all got. Let's see what y'all got for me. Let's see what we talking about. Y'all letting time go by. Some of y'all said bump that. I'm really trying to get to this toilet story. That's what y'all said. Y'all said I'm trying to get to the toilet story. Forget the questions. Which of your predictions have been the most shocking so far? I'm gonna say Joffrey. It's like I thought it was gonna happen, and then I thought they were gonna under-deliver. They over-delivered on Joffrey. It doesn't happen often. They over-delivered. Rapid fire. What do you think is next for Tyrion? Man, escape. Gotta run away. He has to get up out of here, for sure. How toxic is Littlefinger? If there is a level of 1 to 10, this brother's toxic level is 666. Why do you think Arya didn't finish off the Hound? Gerald Frey, hopefully you're not speaking on behalf of Walder Frey. Thank you for pulling up to the stream. I think she didn't finish off the Hound because she actually likes him now. She actually likes him. What is your least favorite moment all season? A lot happened. Let me come back to that. I can't remember. Y'all throw me some moments out and I'll tell you. What character would you actually have a burger with? Jon Snow. What's your least favorite moment all season? I gotta answer it now. A great situation is pretty bad. I'll say that for now, for that moment. What do you feel about Brandon, the tree guy? He got some explaining to do. We just lost one of my dogs. Do you think this show has traumatized you? Yes. I watch other shows and I'm expecting things to get violent quickly. I'm like watching Disney Channel and I'm expecting a principal from a show to like come across the desk and cut somebody's head off. This is really bad. What this show has done to me is bad. Let's go full screen again. Which is your favorite dragon? Any of them that are Team Say the babies and not Crisper Fry the kids. If you were to duel out to got Ramsay, what would it be? I don't know. Let me re-ask that one again, Christina. What's next for Arya and Bravos? Hopefully training to get better, not only physically but mentally. Where do you think Tyrion is going? Man, anywhere away from King's Landing. Do you think Stannis is worthy to be king? Heck no. If you had a dragon, what would you name it? Draco, and honor my boy Dre. Who's your favorite background character so far? Oh, dang. I'm only pausing because there's a name. Hold on. I'm pausing the clock. I ain't gonna cheat y'all. I'm pausing because I can't think of the name right now. Oh, Sam. Or is Sam even a background character? Sam. He feels background. I feel like Sam. Which character do you trust the most so far, Brienne? If you had to belong to a house, let me pull this over here so I can look straight instead of to the side. If you had to belong to a house, what would you choose? Starks. Are you glad you continue watching this season after the Red Wedding? Yes, I am. This is my favorite season so far. Where does Arya turn up in a grave after she gets all the get back that she got? Where is Theon? He's non-existent. There's no such thing as Theon in the show anymore. How do you think Jaime and Cersei will feel when they find out about Tywin and Tyrion? Cersei's probably not going to care. Jaime's going to have mixed feelings. Which Abbott Elementary character would you place in Game of Thrones? Goodness gracious, what a question. Let's go Ava. Since she got jokes, I'm pretty sure her and Tyrion could be a 1-2 punch. Hodor or Sam? Ooh. This is a tough one and you petty because I see you try to do a weight class thing here. Sam, if you could bring back one character from the dead, who would you pick? Stop playing with me. Y'all know it's Rob. 1,000%. I love you though, but come on. You already know that question. What happened to Gendry? Golly, dang. That is a good question. I actually, wow. I think he got saved and he's finna come back and telling folks that it ain't no 7 guys, it's just one. What do you think would be the most boring character to have a drink with? That's the timer. Did I do y'all dirty, y'all? Should I put 5 more minutes on the clock? Was I doing too much pausing? I'm a man of the people. Did I do too much pausing? So we put 5 more minutes out there. Is it time to get to the toilet? Well, I'm here for y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all want. Should I put 5 more minutes up there? Or is it time to get to the toilet? Because I tried to get to as many questions that we had. Actually, let's do a quick poll. All right, let's do a quick poll. I'm going to put it up there. Because my goal is, man, y'all spend so much time rocking and supporting your boy, man. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about me from time to time. And y'all can then determine if y'all still want to rock with me or not. But some things have happened. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it ain't gonna be too crazy, y'all. But I got to keep it a bean with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can't move forward without keeping things a bean. The poll is up right now. And after we do this 5 minutes, if we do 5 minutes, then we'll move on to something different. But I definitely wanted to talk to y'all about this season for sure. Y'all had a lot of good questions. Let me scroll back up too. I know my moms will probably want me to chill for a minute as they filter through some things before I go to it. So right now it looks like the poll is a landslide, man. Y'all saying more questions right now. Y'all are saying more questions. I'm gonna put about like 5 or 10 more seconds on the clock. And let me scroll to where I last asked the question. I think it was about Gendry, and I think it was about which character would it be, least bored to have a drink with. All right. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. All right, ending the poll. It says more questions. So let's go ahead. I'm putting more time on the clock, spinning a block on that guy, pulling my questions back over. Appreciate y'all again for pulling up with me. Let me see what y'all got for me. All right. What character would be most boring to have a drink with? I'm going to tell you, Tyrion, because I don't drink. So he's probably going to be bored with me, not me being bored with him. Wolves or dragons? Let me get the dragons. They've been cutting the wolves' head off. If you could have dinner with a character, who would it be? Yeah, I think I said Rob. Let me go Rob start. Who would you have as your hand if you were king? Tyrion did a pretty good job, but let me get Varys. That brother's smart. Which character smells the worst? Oh, Theon. My fault. Reek. Come on, his name is Reek. His name is Reek. What is Cersei's ultimate get back? Destroying anybody who loves somebody on this planet. If you love somebody on this planet, Cersei's coming for you. How would you rid yourself of Ramsay? Is what she was trying. I think Christina was trying to say earlier. I would. I can't. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. A lot of limbs would be missing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. And this, somebody's asking about the Discord thing, calling for patrons. One of the mods dropped a link if you want to do that. Would you rather keep Joffrey dead or Ramsay be dead in his place? Wow, this is a great question. I'm gonna have to say we need a switch. We need a switch because my biggest fear is I can't have Ramsay ever getting anywhere close to being king. We might need to. I would switch it. Rob over Ned, yes. What would you do if Melisandre touched your cheek? Ask the Lord for forgiveness. Oh man. Golly, I think I missed one. What was it? Pop the balloon, Cersei or red women? Oh, let's go. I would like to see an interesting situation with people doing pop the balloon with the red woman. I'm not on the show though. I'm just reacting still. White Walker or Ramsay? Who was worse? Ramsay. If you were in trial by combat, who would you choose as your champion? I'm a fight for myself. I don't want to put anybody else at danger trying to, fight for me in a situation like that. Especially when it's, death is the option. I already talked about the Melisandre one. Y'all crazy for that. What rest in peace character do you think Dre would have liked them getting got? Oh, Joffrey for sure. Jay would have. He'd have been screaming about that one. That boy would have been hype about that. Which character could Brandon take? Brandon. What do you think? Who do you think should be ruling at the end of the season? I think that's what the question was asking, John. Which house would you rather be born into? Starks. What would you name your land? The Two Rivers. Hey, I'm on Wheel of Time people know what I'm talking about. Dance with the Wildling Val or Sansa Stark? I don't know who Val is, so let me just go Stark. Do you think Reek can redeem himself? That boy might have to walk on water. Which two characters would you make the best buddy cop movie? Brienne and the Hound. Good question. Is there anything Cersei could do to redeem her character? Yeah, get out the show. Like her character. Find a way to exit the show. without the head, and also it needs to be burned. How do you feel about the portrayal of Ramsay? Like, do you think the actor is on par with Joffrey's actor? Ramsay's character is crazy. Who wins in a fight, Jaime with two hands or Oberyn? Oh, I'm going to say Ty. No, I can't do that. That's cheating. I'm going to say Oberyn. Do you think, no, I'm going to say Jaime. I'm going to say Jaime because Jaime ain't going to play games. Do you think Joffrey would have been worse than Ramsay? Yeah, he would have. No, he would not. Ramsay's different. Addison fighting for himself against the mountain. If you don't call on Brienne or the Hound of Jaime. Hey, Nettles, Brienne is a real one. I can't let it go out like that for me. Brienne apart, Brienne. Jason for real said, pop the balloon. Hey, what y'all trying to do, man? All right, I'm going to answer from this question. Y'all trying to get your boy in trouble. Pop the balloon, Danny or Massandra? If I was watching an episode with one of these actors in it, I would like to see Danny on the episode, interacting with whoever. Y'all folks funny, man. Somebody asked me something crazy the other second. All right, y'all. So that was all right, we got one more. What do you think about the fact that Sansa is still married to Tyrion? Is there anything to that? Nah. These folks be lying all over the place. I don't even know what honor, morals, and rules mean anymore in this show. I don't think it's anything to it no more, y'all. I'm gonna just be honest, y'all. I don't believe it. I think these folks, nothing matters. Nothing matters. All right, y'all. Now, since Brother Tywin had his time on the toilet, I'm gonna tell y'all about a story I had middle school. I actually had to speak at my friend Dre's funeral. I had to speak at his funeral. And one of the things I would do to Dre quite a bit was I would I'm always joking with him. Playing tricks on whatever the case may be, always joking or whatever the case may be. So I'm literally, as I went to the funeral, I'm like, I'm not knowing what to talk about to open things up. It's already a very sad time for everybody. Tragic loss. So in the moment, I'm literally like, you know what I'm saying? I understand the importance of the moment, but I also want to, people have to move forward from this moment. So there's only one story that I told to Dre, and then at this time, like, not really anybody else knew about this situation, because it's not like super bad, but it's like one of those things that like folks definitely gonna look at you different, like just because of the thought process of what you did. Have you ever done dumb things for a smart reason, but it was still dumb? This is where this story is gonna go. One day I was in middle school, and I had to go to the restroom really bad, like really, really, really bad, really bad. And class was about to let out though in like 5 minutes. So I'm like, I at least got to make it to the 5. I had to go so bad I could not make it that final 5 minutes. So I asked the teacher, and I'm a fairly good student. I wasn't a knucklehead or anything like that. So I asked the teacher, could I go to the bathroom? And they knew I wasn't no knucklehead. So they're like, yeah, you can go to the bathroom for class lets out. I go to the bathroom, y'all. And I know I told y'all class about to let in about 5 minutes. I wasn't gonna make it 5 minutes. I wasn't even gonna make it to get, unzipped to actually, you know what I'm saying? To actually use the restroom at all. My timing wasn't so good. So the incident happened. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have done it. Some of us stopped at 1 or 2 years. Here I was in middle school, man. I didn't make it, y'all. Pants was wet. And I had to be in quick thought mode because, I had on those pants. My pants were petty. My pants had no chill. There was no smooth transition. It was khaki, and then it was like a black hole. That's how wet it was. It was khaki, and it was a black hole right there, y'all. That's how wet it was. It was no smooth. It wasn't no khaki to brown to look like gray. It was khaki in a black hole. It was bad. So I'm sitting here in the bathroom like, oh my goodness. Like the bell's about to ring. Everybody's about to be in the hallway. People about to come in the bathroom, and I'm about to be sitting here looking crazy. So y'all, I kicked it into second gear. I went into all the stalls and I looked to see which one was the most nasty. The most nasty. And y'all, if y'all have ever been in a public school bathroom, these kids nasty. These kids used to be us, but these kids are nasty. I'm talking about the duty ain't even on the duty on the wall. You know, toilet tissue stacked up, like hanging out the commode. Why is the toilet tissue out the commode, out of the back side of the commode that you're only supposed to go in there to pull the chain? It's nasty. Y'all, I find the nastiest one. And listen to me. I pull my knee up. Man, I gonna fall in that thing. I'm gonna tell you. I know y'all are like, what are you doing? I fall in that thing, slosh around. Get up again, like, it's the blend ain't good. I still got too much of a dark spot there and not enough weight on both legs. So I slosh it again, falling again, slosh it again. This is middle school logic, Eddie. So y'all can't hold it against me right now. Middle school logic, Eddie. I slosh it in there. I get out of the toilet and I time it because I'm like, all right, and the bell rings. The bell rings. I walk out like, man. I walk in the hallway like, bruh, like the acting was crazy. They probably would have had me for Game of Thrones if they knew my acting was like this. I'm like, bro. I walk into the hallway and then people are like, oh, snap, what happened? And I'm like, man, I was in the bathroom. I slipped in the toilet. That's crazy. I was like, oh my goodness. I'm playing it off like crazy, y'all. I'm playing it off crazy. I said, I slipped in the toilet, man. Me, with my middle school logic, decided to slip in the toilet to have a better story to tell than just the fact that I peed my pants. So then you got to understand in middle school, being known as a kid who peed in his pants is a death. It is the rest of your life is going to be bad. It is. It's just going to be bad. I'm telling you. So if any of y'all need to use this story, tell your kid to show your kid this video and tell them if this ever happens, you got to do this tactic because it's better to be known as a kid who slipped in the toilet than the kid who peed in his pants. So what happened was, I go back to class and I get to put on my gym clothes for the rest of the day. That is my toilet story. So Tywin, he might have me beat. Getting shot down on the commode might be better than intentionally slipping in the commode. But y'all talk to me in the chat. That's my story. The reason I told that story at Dre's funeral was because I wanted to lighten the mood before I got to talking about some of the other things. And I think it worked, man. People had a pretty good laugh. It was a couple hundred folks in there. And mind you, this is a story I never told. I don't even know if my parents knew this story. This is how I don't even know if nobody knew this story, really, y'all. And I go out and tell it in a public forum because at the end of the day, there are certain things that happen in your life and that are like super serious. And then you got to understand, like, there's certain things that you can do to help other people out. And in that instance, it was like I had to take, like, what happened to me at that moment was not more important than making sure that I catered towards the emotional needs of everybody else. So that's my story about the toilet. If y'all think differently about your boy, it's fine, man. I still love y'all. The truth is the truth. And I'm free now. I'm free. It's off my chest. I done said it in public and I done said it online. Yeah, hey, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank y'all so much for pulling up to the stream. I had an incredibly fun time. Appreciate you all for the questions. Thank you all so much for tuning in as we have passed the halfway point or are at the halfway point of Game of Thrones. More stuff is on the way. And it wouldn't be this fun without y'all. So I don't want to not mention that y'all have been an integral part of this. There's going to be a lot of other series that get done, other movies that get done on this channel. But Game of Thrones is definitely one that's going to be in the books for sure. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And man, if you pee in your pants, slip in the toilet.